Some days the White House wins, some days Democrats win. Today, everybody wins, including the American worker. USMCA, United States-Mexico-Canada Trade Agreement, is actually on the books. From the White House's perspective, it's a very big win. There's lots of criticism that says the president talks a big game, but as far as actual legislative action, he doesn't get much done. The White House argues that Democrats are do-nothing Democrats. Well, today was another example of them coming to the table and getting something done. But what's really important is the details. And you know who's in those details? Democrats. Robert Lighthizer, the trade representative from the White House, in order to get Democrats to sign on to the agreement, he had to play ball. So if you actually look at the terms of the agreement, there's a lot in there that Democrats pushed for, and alas, they got. Few examples: dairy farmers. Dairy farmers now have better access to the Canadian market. Now let's talk about auto workers. The auto parts industry has tighter rules. And the third, and I'm going to say most important, is centered around updating and renegotiating intellectual property and digital rights. Think about this. NAFTA was signed during the Clinton administration. In 1994, people weren't thinking digital. Today, it's at the top of mind. And now, we've got those things sorted, or at least it's a start. So at the end of the day, Robert Lighthizer from the White House is saying it's a historic agreement. Nancy Pelosi is saying that USMCA is infinitely better than what NAFTA was, and she said it's a big win for the American worker. So while we often say Washington isn't working, today it's working for both parties and the American worker.
Hey, NBC News viewers, thanks for checking out our YouTube channel. Subscribe by clicking on that button down here and click on any of the videos over here to watch the latest interviews, show highlights, and digital exclusives. Thanks for watching.